Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Queen Sugar Season 2, Episode 10. It is currently 2:54 in the morning, but I have to do this review today because tomorrow we have Scandal that's on. Mary comes on tomorrow, and How to Get Away with Murder, and I have to work a full day at work. So I won't even get home tomorrow until 8 p.m. So I'm like, I have no choice but to do it tonight, in the middle of the night, people. You know, I had to fix my ponytail, but this isn't about me. This is about Queen Sugar. So let's just get started on this particular review. I thought this was a good part 2 to the season premiere. Oh my God, I keep, y'all know, long way weird. I have to start looking here. Yeah, it's something different. I can't wait to get my new camera. Anyway, so this is part 2 of the season premiere. Part 1 came on yesterday, which was episode 9. So this part, we see the episode starts off with Ralph Angel coming to the restaurant to see Aunt Vi in the restaurant. Well, I think she's manager there. And, she's just looking at him and she was like, the best thing that could have happened to you was your father giving you that farm. Just meaning Ralph Angel is not the same irresponsible person he used to be. When the series first started, Ralph Angel was robbing convenience stores, for a couple dollars here and there. And now he's actually running on the farm. He's being a good father to Blue. He actually got custody back of Blue. Him and Darla are engaged to be married. And it's, kind of a positive time, minus the fact that his father passed away, minus the fact that him and his sisters are still not on the same page as far as the farm. But, for the most part, everything is going okay right now for Ralph Angel. Aunt Vi then gives him like a flyer to go to like a marriage counseling session at the church and just letting him know, hey, you can think you have it all together, but it never hurts to get someone else's opinion from the church, as far as not even opinion, just to, get some marriage counseling before you get married. That I suggest everyone does that. I'm not married. No, I'm not. I'm actually still single. And my mama keeps telling me, your husband probably one of your social media people. And I'm looking like, I don't know. I'm in, Detroit, Michigan. And I don't know if my husband is in Michigan. I might need to move out of state. But, it never hurts to get marriage counseling. I do suggest that for people. I have friends who have gotten married, and the best thing that they have said for them was, marriage counseling, and also just keeping God first. So, Ralph Angel leaves, and then the man come in like, I'm looking for Miss Borderlong, and she like, what you looking for? And he brings up how he was at another restaurant who was talking about her pies. You know what I'm saying? Got them good old pies here. So she was like, okay, well, this is me, what's up or whatnot. And he turns out he is a owner of the grocery store chain that she actually shops at. And he is there to offer her, he like, we want to sell your pies in our supermarket. We want to get 350 pies from you per week. I'm like, damn, 350 or 350 pies? Jesus. And, he has a contract ready for her and everything. And the contract includes a $50,000 advance. How many pies can I make some pies and get 50 grand? I mean, I'm just saying I can use $50,000. This YouTube thing don't work out. You know what I'm saying? I can sell some pies. I first need to learn how to cook pies, because I don't even eat pie. So I don't know how to cook pie because I don't eat pie. So, whatever. Anywho, so, Aunt Vi is like, whoa, okay, this is something interesting. So the next thing that we see, Charlie mom is at her house, and she walked in with an ugly ass pillow. I don't know why Charlie didn't tell her that pillow was ugly. Anywho, she walks in and she looks at Charlie. She's like, what's wrong with you? What you worrying about? And she's like, are you still worrying about your dad's will? Of course, because the will leaves it to Ralph Angel and not to, her and Nova. And then she's like, look, I just don't know why Dad didn't talk to me about this. And she's like, your father has always been known to change his mind. That's just what he does. That's what he would do sometimes. She was like, but, and now there's nothing you can do to change the will. It is what it is. And then, she's like, Plus, you have the meal now. And she's like, yeah, but a big part of the meal success was going to be me having ownership of the farm. Because, again, she can, the sugar cane from the farm would be milled at the mill. But I'm guessing, Ralph Angel going to still use her mill. But, we shall see. So her mom was like, look, don't worry about that. Let me help you. Give me a couple hours and I'm going to help you out. And then we don't know what she's going to do with that, but we shall see. So, we see Nova had, different things happen this episode. I think I can kind of cover it a little bit. Nova's scenes today where she was at a like a cleanup event to prevent the Zika virus from spreading. So her and Dr. Dubois, Robert, were like cleaning up. Her best friend was there as well. So her best friend met Robert for the first time. And you know your friend, and your friend trying to make it seem as if her and somebody ain't kicking it, and you looking like they gonna just keep flirting in front of my face like I don't see this. Her friend was looking like, do she think I don't see what's going on here? I get it. I'm the same with my friend. I can see when my friend is happy with someone, and when it's not this, just a friend, it's a completely different thing. So her friend is like, she's like, okay, this is Robert. Oh, this is my best friend from way back when. And he's like, oh yeah, you guys met because you were arguing about something. And the best friend looking like, how he know that old time story if he just a friend of yours? And so, when he walks away or whatever, she was like, so that's nice. And she's like, oh no, we're just friends. And she was like, Nova, how was it? And she's like, what? She was like, how is it? And she was like, well, girl. So then her friend was laughing. She was like, look, he's like a unicorn, girl. You better keep him. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want him, I'll take him. Look, first of all, I don't want nothing my friends had, so I wouldn't have said that. But I get what she meant. And my thing is, if he's a unicorn, I tell people all the time I'm a unicorn. Meaning I'm something special. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It means it's something. A unicorn means that person isn't perfect. They're like a magical creature. And sometimes jokingly I tell my friends, like I'll be at work sometimes too, and I'll be like, they're like, why does your computer let you do this? Or why, something of mine works and theirs doesn't? And my response is always the same, because I'm a unicorn. I'm a magical creature. And that's like a running joke I have for people. Yeah, unicorn just means there's someone special. You know what I'm saying? Where my unicorn at? Damn it. Anywho, so they had that whole thing. But Nova, for the most part, she's at this location. They're cleaning it up, throwing away trash, getting it cleaned up and everything. What else happened? I'm trying to think what happened with Nova. I mean, I wrote it all down, but I'm like, I can kind of get through it in one fell swoop because it wasn't like it was a lot today. Because once she cleaned everything up, there was also an offer for her to come do a talk show that Robert told her about. She was going to, or an interview. She agreed to do that. That is beautiful. Her and Robert were talking in a later scene where she was talking about Micah's situation and how she didn't tell him what happened to Micah, but she did say, something happened with Micah, and it kind of, it's wearing on me because I feel like my calling is to help the people, and I feel like I failed my nephew because I wasn't able to help him or see what could happen, should happen, and what did happen until it was too late. She's like, that's also one of the reasons why, I decided that I didn't want children. And he was like, yeah, me too. And she's like, you don't want kids? And he was like, no. He's like, my family kept trying to instill in me that God put us on this earth to procreate. That was the point of us being here. He's like, but I feel like my work is just as important. The work that I'm doing is helping the people. And she's like, oh, that is so beautiful. They then had good old passionate sex. Good old black passionate sex. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful scene. And after that, he has to go back to Atlanta. And so when he's leaving to go to Atlanta, he says, because she's coming to see him soon, and he's like, so they do a passionate kiss, and she's like, okay, I guess that can hold me until I get to Atlanta. And then he was like, okay, when you come here, and he put something in her hand, and we see it's a key. And then he was like, when you come to Atlanta, just use this to let yourself in. I'm like, Nova, that man is got your key to his house. My thing is, people don't give keys all willy-nilly. Or at least I don't think they should. I've only given 2 people a key to my house, and it was very, yeah, well, 3. It's had a key to my house, 3. And usually when you do, well, at least for me, when you do that, that means you are seriously in a serious relationship, and it should be reciprocated. I mean, when Nova didn't give him a key back, but Nova's different. She sometimes doesn't like when things get too serious. So even when he gave her the key and after he walked out, she looked a bit concerned, but she took the key. And I hope she gonna use the key and not use the key to be like, oh my God, where are we going? What are we doing? Just take the key and let it flow. So that was really the whole, Nova's whole scene today in the episodes. It was kind of more of a Charlie and Ralph Angel focused episode today with little sprinkles of Nova, but it was still a great, great episode. Anywho, the next thing that we see, Darla and Charlie are wedding dress shopping for Darla. And Darla tries on a beautiful, beautiful dress. And she's like, ooh, well, it's expensive. She's like, but do you think it's cute? And I thought to myself, well, is it cute if it matters if you can't afford it? I mean, but is Charlie buying the dress? I was just trying to figure some things out. When she asked Charlie, how does the dress look? And Charlie starts talking or whatever about when she went wedding dress shopping with her mom and how her mom told her the first dress that she tried on, you know what, you look pregnant. And she was like, the funny part was, I was pregnant, but my mom refused to accept it, to admit it, because she didn't want her friends, and she also didn't want to announce it. She was like, so my mother would say things that weren't true. She wouldn't be honest, because she's saying you look pregnant, knowing I was pregnant. But she didn't want to be embarrassed by her friend, thinking her daughter was having a shotgun wedding. So she was basically saying to Darla, if I didn't like the dress, I would tell you. I'm not going to lie to you for no reason. And as she's telling her that story, Darla kind of starts to cry a little bit. She has some tears. And she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And she was like, it's just that my family isn't here. My family doesn't really care that I'm getting married. I haven't talked to them in a few years. I did give them a phone call. They didn't call me back. And Charlie, reassures her, like, look, that's very sad. Hopefully they'll come around. But you have a new family with Blue and Ralph Angel. And not only that, you also have us, because we're going to be your family. We're your family too. I thought that was a great moment because, Darla, they didn't like Darla when she first started coming back around because of her history, because of her past, because of her drug addiction and prostitution and her demons, basically. So it was beautiful to see Charlie accepting her, going with her dress shopping. Aunt Vi, talked to her in yesterday's episode and telling her, call me Aunt Vi. Just embracing her into the family and making her feel welcome when last season it was not that way. I think they have opened their eyes and seen how much Darla has changed. So that is always the beautiful, beautiful thing. So the next thing that we see is Darla and Ralph Angel, and I think they're like packing up her trailer because of course she's moving in with Ralph Angel, and they're walking to the car, and she's like, maybe we should add a porch swing to the house. And he was like, a porch swing? She's like, yes, we can like sit on the porch and watch the stars. And he was like, you already only been in there one day, you are already trying to like change things up. And she was like, well, yeah, I think we can change things up, a whole new start. Have the house have a whole different feel. I agree. You can't want her to come there and not want to put her own special touches on the house. And you would want your wife to make that house a home for you and your son. You and y'all son. And, when she gets to the car, she finds the flyer that Aunt Vi gave him for marriage counseling. But for some reason, Ralph Angel is against it. And he's like, why would I go to see a pastor a pastor who isn't married, who can tell me anything about being a husband when he's not even married? I mean, I get it. You sometimes don't. They always say, like, a married person shouldn't take advice from a single person. And a single person shouldn't take advice from a divorced person. I don't know. Look, I'm just saying, I get what he mean by how can someone tell me how to be a husband if they're not a husband. But sometimes I feel like marriage counseling isn't about teaching someone how to be a husband or a wife. It's more about communication. It's just as two human beings. But of course, Ralph Angel don't know that because he ain't never wants to marriage counseling. So next we see Aunt Vi and Charlie mama had a first encounter. Now Charlie was telling Remy last week how how her mom and Aunt Vi do not get along. Cats and dogs, cats and dogs, cats and dogs. And so when Aunt Vi opens the door and she sees Charlie's mama, oh, she is not happy about that. She come in like, what you doing here? Oh, well, I came to see her, and that's what I'm here for. She was like, Aunt Vi came in, closed the door, and she was like, you were never supposed to step foot back in here. And she was like, well, no, I'm here. What did she say? She said something, and she's like, no, I mean never step foot back in this city. You can't be here. And she's like, well, no, it's not my fault that my daughter and my grandson moved here. You can't keep me away from my family. She's like, I don't care about your family. You can buy them plane tickets to see you anywhere else but here. I'm like, go ahead, Aunt Vi, take care of your people. Because, again, we don't know what happened to make them have this big dislike for each other. And she was like, Nova's not going to be happy that you're back. I'm looking like, oh, okay, it's about Nova. So we come to find out that Charlie's mother, I think we knew it a little bit, with the dynamic of it. But Charlie's mom is who Ernest cheated on his wife with. And as Aunt Vi said, Nova not going to like it. It's going to stir up all that trouble between how you stole their mama's husband, and all kind of bull crap happened. And so, what did she say? She was like, basically, Nova not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have it. I'm not trying to have you stir up no issues with my family. And she was like, Nova's a grown woman. My daughter's here. Now, she basically pulled the I'm a white woman in America card. And what I use that term a lot, which to me, that just means some people who don't get that other races don't or can't just do whatever they please. You just can't complain about something and it changes. I call it, and I get it from White Chicks, the movie with Marlon Wayans and Shawn Wayans, when they were dressed up like the two white girls, and at the hotel when the guy was like, we need your ID. I don't have it, it's okay. And he kind of wouldn't let her get in. She was like, what? I'm going to write a letter. I am a white woman in America. And the guy was like, oh, no. Don't write a letter. Here, have whatever you want. So, she played the I'm a white woman in America card as in, I don't even care what you're saying. Because she said, basically, Nova's a grown took her glasses off and put them back on and kept doing what she was doing. What she should have did was said, I should have told y'all I was coming. But she didn't do that because she's a white woman in America, and for her, everything's probably easy. And, Aunt Vi was not happy about that. She just left, and she just swung that door open. Not happy. Aunt Vi's not happy. The next thing we see is Charlie is at a harvest or meal meeting with the people who own mills. And that man there, the laundry man, is there. And she get to like, oh, I guess I wasn't notified that the time of the meeting had changed. And he was like, oh, you wasn't on the email? I must not have her email. And she was like, well, that's funny because I got all the other emails because I was on those chains of emails. If you need me to show you how to hit reply all because it's too much for you, let me know. Meaning, if your old ass don't know what you're doing, I can help you. So he's like, well, it's okay now. We almost done, you're here for the fun part. So we see there is like a black assistant who he is really treating like a slave. She's sitting there quiet as a church mouse, and he just like signaling to her for. It gave off all kind of color purple slavery feels to me. Like, I'm a white man, and this is my black person who's sitting behind me, and do what I say without me telling you what to do, and shut your mouth and don't say nothing. Is what it felt like to me. So when Charlie sat down finally, because he didn't even motion for the girl. He looked at her and she got up. So you can look at someone and they don't get up out their seat. Okay, whatever. So they're going over. They're having what is it? A sugar crystal quartz. So they're like voting on who to nominate for this crystal quartz thing. So they're saying different names of different girls. And, Charlie was like, oh, what about so-and-so and so-and-so? And she says a black girl's name, and it happens to be Micah's little girlfriend. And then the white woman who was, reading off some other names, like, oh, you know, I think you're new here. I think you should just, sit over there and, listen for a while. Did you just tell me to shut up? First of all, don't you tell me to shut up. I don't care if it was in a non-racial, kind of rude, but not rude way. Don't you play me, little white girl, is what I got from it. So, they were like, she isn't the right kind for this. Oh, because she got that black skin? Again, it was just a way of showing how there's a racial divide. Not even gonna say a bit. But when she said, just listen for a while, I was like, bitch, what? It got me a little bit. There's a scene where Micah has taken his little girlfriend, the same girl they say is not good enough for their award, that they Harvest Fest or whatever. They are at his dad's house. His dad's out of town. And, they have been working. They went to Nova's thing to clean up. So they tired and stuff. So he like, yeah, my dad's out of town. So what you want to do? So she's like, oh, I just want to take a shower. I'm just so tired. And he was like, oh, you want to take one together? Micah, oh, okay, Micah. And she was like, I don't know what kind of girl you used to dating in LA, but I'm not like that. I'm a virgin. I'm not having, sex with you. I like you and all, but I'm not having sex with anybody until I feel like I am in love. I'm like, well, okay, girl. Know your worth. Yes. And he was like, oh, I didn't mean anything by that. I just didn't know how to say something. What I did think, though, was if you don't plan on sleeping with a man, you should not be at his house taking showers. For one. Two, he not a man, he a boy. But in the real world, if a boy say what you want to do and the girl say take a shower, you just told him you want to get naked. Okay, that's what you said. Just saying. Just saying. But, Micah does say to her, like, I didn't mean to pressure you. Should I take you home? I didn't even ask you if you wanted to be here with me alone. He is so nice and so, like, innocent. It's so cute. And, she stays there. It's not even a big issue, but they don't have sex. Thank God. And they just stay there and hang out like regular teenagers. She does take a shower, I'm assuming, because later on she was in different clothes. And he's trying to help her braid her hair, which was so cute because she showed him or tried to show him how to braid her hair. So it showed the innocent connection of two kids who like each other. And it wasn't sexual. It wasn't inappropriate. It was perfect for the moment. Loved it. So the next thing we see is Darla is walking out of a gas station. And the guy looking at her. And I'm like, oh shit. This guy gonna flirt with Darla. Ralph Angel gonna see it. He gonna get pissed off. He gonna beat this man up. He gonna go to jail. That was what I thought was gonna happen. But that ain't what happened. So Darla walking out and the guy was like, Star, oh hey Star, you still working? I'll pay extra for that. You free right now? I'm looking like, you gonna just approach her like that? Really? Really? So she was like, she looks horrified. Like she looks, oh my God, it's bad. And she's like, you must have me mistaken. And she walks away. He was like, I know that ass anywhere, Star. I'm here whenever you ready. Really? Really? Now, Ralph Angel sees this, and he's at the car putting gas in the car. Darla gets in. He gets in the truck, and he was like, so who was that? And she's tearing up, crying. And she was like, oh, no one. Crazy people. Now, I'm surprised Ralph Angel didn't even walk up to that man like, who you talking to? Because that's typically what he do. You stay cool this time, don't harm Ralph Angel. Whatever. But she's wiping away tears as she's saying, oh, I don't know, someone crazy. So, yeah. The next thing we see is Charlie Mama. Charlie Mama being a typical white woman in America. And I hope y'all don't think that's me being racial, but I'm just, it is what it is. And, Charlie's had a long day, and her mom's like, oh, yeah, I found your books. I found your issue. I found, what's wrong with your business plan. The mills, the farm that you're going to be milling for, they all do less than 1,000 acres. And then she was like, yeah, because it's hard for a black person to get more than 1,000 acres. And then she's like, oh, so are you saying that you're only going to be working with black people? And she was like, yeah. And then she's like, well, why? why would you do that? She's like, because when I came here, it was hard for me to, for anyone to want to work with me. They were the only ones who would work with me, and they all just happened to be black. Her mom tries to make it be like so easy. Oh, don't take that. You need to make them listen to you and, change things around. I didn't raise you to just roll over. And I'm like, she is in the South with racist white people, okay? And she's a new meal, for one. And not only that, the white people are sticking to the white people's side. I mean, and it doesn't make it right, but some places, that's how it is. So you shouldn't have to beg others to accept you if you can work with other people who accept you. So her mother was like, well, look, that's my advice. My advice to you is you have to expand your business other than the black community. You have to do more than that. But I'm like, you have to do things to change their minds. Girl, bye. I wrote that down. Girl, bye. It's what I wrote down. Because Charlie was just like, okay, I hear you. I'll take it into consideration. But she even know how hard of a task that is. Because she said, she was like, this is, we've had years of, divide here. This is our history. But again, it's the thing that her mom doesn't get it because she's white. So, some white people can't understand certain racial issues that black people have to face for the simple fact that they are white. And that's not rude or mean. That's just the God honest truth for some people. And, I don't make the rules. So, why is my thing acting crazy? I went over Nova. I said how Nova was having sex with that man. I wrote that down too. Okay, so I think it's 2 scenes that is left. It's basically Charlie goes talk to Aunt Vi because her mom let her know when she was at the house that your Aunt Vi came by the meal. And Charlie know what that means. That, oh Lord Jesus, thank God they didn't fight. So, Charlie goes to the house to talk to Aunt Vi. She basically apologizes for not letting the family know that she was here. And Aunt Vi's like, your siblings ain't gonna like you keeping it a secret. It's not gonna be good. Simply because they don't like her mama. Because her mama stole their daddy from their mother. I can completely get it. So she was like, no, I didn't want you trying to hide it. I just didn't know how long she was going to be here. And I didn't want to make it an issue if it wasn't an issue. And she just happens to still be here. She kind of goes over everything that happened in that day. The things that she felt like she could not control. The things that she felt like, the meeting with the Landrys. Her mother telling her that she should work with more white people. Her feeling like she had to sit down and shut up and just listen at the meeting and she wasn't being heard. She felt, belittled and things like that. And Aunt Vi looked at her and she was like, Charlie, you have never needed someone's permission to do anything. You are, strong-willed and you can do whatever you set your mind to. Just do what you feel you need to do, okay? Is what she basically lets her know. She was like, just do you, basically. And so Charlie was like, okay, yeah. And she's like, my mom never told me what you came by the meal for, though. What did you come by to see me for? And she was like, well, I need your help. I'm going to start selling my pies in grocery stores, so I need your help. Now, we know something wrong with Aunt Vi, because when she was reading a little contract from the man, her vision got blurry, and she got a little off balance. So we know something is medically wrong with her. We have to figure out what it is. They didn't touch on it in this particular episode, but we shall see. So the last scene, Darla and Ralph Angel. Lord Jesus. They at home and, they were making like shadow puppets on the wall. Ralph Angel kept being standoffish. So when they're in the bed asleep, it's her first night in the house living there. And she put her arm around Ralph Angel and he shimmied his shoulder and, knocked her off. So I'm like, I don't know if something on my shirt or, oh yeah. Sorry. I freaked out for a second. But no. So she was like, he shimmied his shoulder and kind of knocked her hand off. So she got up and she was like, "It's my first night in this house, and you act like you don't even want to be near me." And he was like, "I just can't get that man out of my head." And she was like, "I knew it. I knew from the moment that you was judging me." And he was like, "You knew that man from back when you was tricking." And she was like, "What do you want me to say? You know, I'm trying to forget that life." And she's like, "I live every day trying to forget Star. I never want to talk about her again ever. It was a very bad time in my life." And he like, "Yeah, because you was out there tricking for drug money." And she was like, "What?" I mean, he said it like it was cool. I'm like, Ralph Angel, you can't. No, Ralph Angel, don't do it. He basically, it was no compassion. Y'all know I love Ralph Angel. But Ralph Angel, I'm very pissed off with your ass right now. I mean, he was like, "You was out here tricking for drugs." And she's like, "Well, you was out here stealing credit cards and robbing convenience stores." He's like, "Yeah, to feed Blue, but you was just being selfish. You was just out there doing what you wanted to do, you know, just tricking." And she was like, "Look, if you know, that's who I used to be. I'm no longer that person. I'm tired of trying to prove myself and to keep making you believe I'm no longer that person. You know, I've changed. If you can't be with me for who I am now, then I can't marry you. And I'm going to sleep on the goddamn couch." And she gets up and she leaves. I mean, Ralph Angel, when he was saying, like, you was out there selling, you know, tricking for drug money, you know, I'm like, you, and he kept saying it. Ralph Angel, you can't, you. And she said, "We both made mistakes." And he was like, "Well, yeah, you know, but you was out here being a prostitute. You can't keep telling that girl, because you knew that's what she did when you proposed to her. You knew this already, so you can't." I mean, oh Lord, it was just so bad. I felt so bad. I almost shed a tear. So, you know, she go out and she sleep on the couch. He doesn't say he doesn't want to be with her, but I'm happy that she is standing up for herself to be like, "I ain't taking your bullshit, Ralph Angel. You know, shut the hell up." So, yeah. And that was the end of the episode. So, it is currently 3:25. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed Queen Sugar. I will be back tomorrow for my next review, and also next week with the next Queen Sugar review. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner.